My name's Colin West. While traveling this world's wine regions, I've now landed in New Zealand, where I'm meeting up with a local Kiwi girl, Jo Holley, and a film crew, and we're going through the country's top wine regions to check out the natural beauty, the adventure sports, and the wine. The WINERAM experience. It's the way I'm spreading my passion of wine to the world. We've just gotten to Gisborne, Jo's hometown, north of the Hawke's Bay wine region, and we've caught up with her old friend Bobby Hansen to show us a few activities in the area.
How's it, Joe?
Hey mate, how you doing?
Good, girl.
Good to see you.
Hey.
No
Bobby.
Bobby.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Colin the American.
Wicked. Colin.
Nice to meet you.
Toys, come here to shear a sheep, mate.
Yes, I've seen it on TV once before, and I thought it was shearing them when they're standing up, big old motion as.
Yeah.
You have to flip them upside down, don't you? And
Do you? Yeah, well, you sit them on your bum and you got to bend over. It's fairly physical, mate. Very physical.
I'm keen. I think I can
good.
do it.
Yeah, well, let's go and chase some sheep and
So,
I'll take you up there and we can do one. Perfect. Take you out front and you can do it.
so in order for Colin to shear a sheep, he needs to go and get one. How you feeling about it, mate?
Pretty good. I think it might appear that I have a bit of a vendetta against sheep, considering I just got a ram last time. And now I'm going to go stalk the sheep while it's grazing grass. It's not going to know I'm coming.
Bobby had some advice for you before. What were you saying, bud?
He's just got to go hard, really, I think.
Go
get
hard.
lucky.
Attack
Get
it
in
from
there,
the backside.
Woo-hoo-hoo! This is going to be epic.
I'm going to prey on the little one.
Go,
I see
mate.
it.
Rock and roll.
I've seen a small one. I hope I can get to that one. But I'm going to give it my best. It's about 4 or 5 tries, but I got him. I was going for the girl, and then I just got quite angry, and I just walked up, grabbed him by the foal, and just brought him back, drug him to the ground. Tackle him. It's okay, we can relax now. No more running.
You have to drag him up to the wool shed now so we can shear him.
How do you do that? To my surprise, Joe's friend Bobby was actually the recent New Zealand Surfing Series champion. Of course, he got in the water and showed us a few moves before Joe and I moved on to the winery.
Right, we're here at Trinity Hill to meet famous winemaker John Hancock. Colin, you know all about this guy, eh?
I do. I might have read a bit of a book on the way down to New Zealand, and John was throughout the entire thing. He's a big name here and overseas.
All right, let's go meet him. Kia ora, John.
Hi Joe, welcome, nice to meet you.
You too.
Colin, good to meet you finally.
Good to meet you as well, John.
Yeah, you look different off the phone.
John, tell us about Trinity Hill.
Well, Trinity Hill started with an idea back in 1987 over a couple of glasses of wine in London.
As you do.
Yeah, indeed. A restaurant called the Bleeding Heart, quite quirky little name, good restaurant, big supporter of New Zealand wines. Husband and wife team, she's a Kiwi.
Cool.
So they said after a couple of glasses of wine, if you want to go and start something on your own, let us know because we'd like to be involved. We made our first wines here in 1996, built the winery in time for 97 harvest, and now 15 years down the track, here we are. Well, over the years we've won way over 1,000 awards. The latest one, just 2 weeks ago in Australia, we won 3 trophies for our 2010 Gimlet Gravels Syrah, including the top wine of the show.
Now, John, we've been down in Martinborough recently, crushing grapes with our feet. What are you guys doing here?
Well, we're on the next phase of that now. We've got fermentation starting in the barrel. So do you want to come and have a look at that?
Yeah, for sure. So what is fermentation?
Fermentation is what happens when the yeast convert the sugars that naturally occur in the grapes, that's glucose and fructose, into alcohol. And one of the byproducts of that is carbon dioxide.
What are these bubbles?
Well, that's the carbon dioxide being trapped in the juice and taking it out the top of the barrel.
Still quite sweet.
Yeah, it is. It's very early stages of fermentation, and would you like to try some?
I'd love to.
Okay.
Now, is that why the bubbles are so much bigger at the moment? Because I'm used to the smaller ones.
Yeah, at the start of fermentation, you do get these big bubbles produced. Later on in fermentation, the bubbles are much finer, so you won't get this frothing happening like this.
How long is the fermentation process?
Really depends on the temperature. This is relatively warm, so the fermentation will be quite fast. The actual fermentation, where all the sugar is converted into alcohol, will probably only take 4 or 5 days.
Do you have anything else that's finished fermentation, maybe in a bottle for a few years?
Yeah, of course, we've got a couple of special wines for you to try out there. So, cheers.
I've already drunk mine. It was
Well, we
that
can
good.
cheers anyway.
Let's get into the bottle. John, tell us about Homage.
Well, Homage is a wine made from Syrah, grown in the Gimlet Gravels, but the inspiration really came from time I spent in the Rhone Valley in France, which is the home of Syrah. You've seen we picked up that big trophy in Australia with the Gimlet Gravels Syrah. Well, this is the next level up for us.
Thanks so much for having us here today, John. It's been awesome, especially drinking out of the barrel.
It's been a pleasure.
Walk backwards, around here.
Okay. It really was great getting to see more of the east coast of the North Island. Hanging out in Joe's hometown of Gisborne while tackling a few sheep in the paddock and watching her friend Bobby Hansen tear it up in the local waves was the perfect beginning to the day. Ending the evening just south in Hawke's Bay with a glass of their high-end Syrah at Trinity Hill Winery with John Hancock teaching us about fermentation couldn't have gone any better. We really felt like we had a true New Zealand wine experience.